As local health officials wait for test results, UCSD joining institutions issuing a warning about the coronavirus, how they say they are handling concerns.
Plan local leaders are announcing to address homelessness in areas that they say aren't getting as much attention as others.
And the latest on the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant and 8 others.
Imagine jumping into a pool filled with milk and opening your eyes.
Investigators are looking into how the conditions may have had an impact and why the helicopter was allowed to fly in the first place. 10 News Midday starts now.
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Today, county health officials are expected to release the results of a patient's test for the coronavirus, which will determine if that virus has made its way to San Diego. I'm Virginia Cha.
And I'm Jim Patton. 10 News reporter Marie Cornell live from UC San Diego, where they are taking extra precautions to keep everyone safe, Marie.
Yeah, Jim, so officials sent out an email today letting them know about the virus and what they can do to protect themselves. In this letter sent to UC San Diego students and staff, officials want to inform the university community about the coronavirus. It's a question and answer format that lets people know how to protect themselves from the virus and what to do if they start to feel sick. The UC San Diego email comes on the same day health officials are expecting to release test results that will confirm if a patient being treated at one of the local hospitals has tested positive for the coronavirus. The virus, which originated in China, has already reached the U.S. with 5 confirmed cases. Health officials say unless you have traveled to China or have come in contact with someone who has, your risk is low. However, yesterday, the last flight from Beijing landed in Tijuana, and passengers were screened at the border crossing for the coronavirus. UC San Diego says they are tracking the locations of their international students, but add none of their students studying abroad are at the high-risk locations in China. Students say they're taking the advice, making sure they stay safe.
I think it's always good to share more information so people are more informed, so that if something happens, they know how to deal with it.
I've been washing my hands a lot better and keeping my distance away from people.
As for that patient's test, those results are expected to be released sometime today. Live from La Jolla, Marie Cornell, 10 News.
Thank you, Marie. More than 1,000 SDG&E customers still without power after an SUV slammed into a power pole in El Cajon. That crash happened about 4 this morning. Police say the driver lost control on Washington Avenue, taking out several power lines. You can see the driver and his wife taken to a hospital for some minor injuries. Power is expected to be fully restored by 3 this afternoon. Police arrested that driver on suspicion of DUI.
And meanwhile, in Mission Valley, 2 men lucky to be alive after their car went off the 8 and crashed into a sign in a Target parking lot. Witnesses say they saw the car speeding on the exit when it went airborne. The passenger was thrown from the car, the driver trapped inside. He was unconscious when first responders pulled him out. Both men were taken to a hospital for what firefighters describe as only minor injuries. It's not clear if alcohol or drugs played a role.
This morning, the County Board of Supervisors is voting on a plan to expand housing and homeless services to unincorporated areas of the county. 10 News anchor Mary McKenzie live in Spring Valley, where there has been controversy over a park that the neighbors are saying is being overtaken by a homeless encampment. You can see the tents behind you, Mary.
And we've been out here before, Virginia. We've talked with Spring Valley residents. We've talked with homeless advocates. But you can see here at Lamar Park, this line of tents is just the latest spot that's become the controversy at the center of this greater issue.
This isn't just downtown San Diego. We've also got homeless in Fallbrook and Borrego and Ramona and Julian.
County Supervisor Jim Desmond, one of 5 votes on this plan that includes expanding homeless services and housing in unincorporated areas of San Diego County. Lamar Park is in Diane Jacobs' district, and there are plans for a shelter and storage facilities here in District 2. In Desmond's District 5, part of today's vote would start the process of identifying county land sites where they could put in affordable and transitional housing. The plan also includes increasing sheriff's deputy presence and HART teams throughout the county. The dollar figure attached to it is still unclear, but the money would come from the Health and Services funds, not by raiding any other channels, according to Desmond.
This is a long march, and this is just another step in that march of trying to get to healing.
So we understand that the County Board of Supervisors is discussing this issue right now, so we'll expect a vote sometime, possibly before the lunch hour even. We're live in Spring Valley this morning. Mary McKenzie, 10 News.
Mary, thank you. Help may be coming for new parents working for the county. Today, County Supervisor Kristen Gaspar introducing her plan to ease the burdens for new parents.
No parent should have to choose between spending time with their newborn infant and going back to work to support their family.
Gaspar wants to give employees 8 weeks of paid parental leave. The benefits don't stop there. Gaspar hopes to help parents when they return to work as well. Her plan includes adding nursing lounges for new mothers who wish to continue nursing their kids even after they return to work. She also proposes on-site child care for county employees. County Board of Supervisors will consider this proposal today.
Search teams have recovered the bodies of 2 U.S. service members who died in a plane crash in Afghanistan. Now, the Taliban is claiming they shot down the Air Force jet, but U.S. officials say they're still investigating this. They say initial information shows no indication of enemy fire. They say the 2-person plane was filled with state-of-the-art technology used for surveillance. The U.S. says now that they've recovered the service members, the next priority is retrieving the tech that went down with the plane yesterday.
New today, President Trump unveiling a plan aimed at fostering peace between Israel and Palestine, a plan that includes establishing a Palestinian state. President appearing in the White House today alongside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Trump says the deal would freeze Israeli settlement activity, double the size of Palestinian territory, and establish a capital in eastern Jerusalem. However, the plan would still recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital and give Israel control over major West Bank settlements, both contentious issues.
My vision presents a win-win opportunity for both sides, a realistic 2-state solution that resolves the risk of Palestinian statehood to Israel's security.
Several Palestinian leaders have already reportedly voiced opposition to the proposal.
Well, today, as the world continues to mourn the death of Kobe Bryant and the 8 others who were killed in that helicopter crash, investigators are combing that area for clues as they try to figure out what caused it. ABC's Romina Puga is outside Staples Center with the latest.
Fans in Los Angeles mourning basketball legend Kobe Bryant. And in Calabasas, the NTSB investigating the helicopter crash that killed Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others. The thick fog Sunday morning was bad enough that police departments did not fly their own helicopters.
How thick was that fog?
It was thick. Imagine jumping into a pool filled with milk and opening your eyes.
The NTSB now asking Calabasas residents to send photos of what the weather conditions looked like around the time of the crash. The helicopter took off from Orange County Airport shortly after 9 a.m., headed to Thousand Oaks for a girls' basketball game. Around 9:44, eyewitnesses reported hearing a helicopter flying very low. According to investigators, an iPad found in the wreckage may have been used to track weather updates and flight planning. The helicopter was not equipped with a black box. Debris spread over hundreds of feet. Identified Monday night was the pilot, Era Zobayan, who, according to the company that trained him, had been flying for 20 years. Also on board, baseball coach John Altobelli with his wife Carrie and daughter Alyssa, Sarah Chester and her daughter Peyton, and assistant basketball coach Christina Mauser. Her husband Matthew heartbroken over the loss of the mother of 3.
How do you tell a child their mommy's no longer with us?
Overnight, we heard from LeBron James, calling Bryant his big bro, writing, "I promise you I'll continue your legacy," and his former teammate Shaquille O'Neal talking about the loss of his friend on his podcast.
The only thing that saddens me is he's not going to be here when he walks into the Hall of Fame.
The NTSB plans to be on the crash site for 5 days. Its investigation will include a meteorologist to examine weather conditions and whether the pilot should have proceeded in the fog. Here at the Staples Center, fans continue to gather to honor the NBA legend. In downtown Los Angeles, Romina Puga, ABC News.
Well, meanwhile, the baseball season begins for Orange Coast College, and there will be a noticeable absence. Head coach John Altobelli, as you heard, was killed in the crash along with his wife Carrie and their daughter Alyssa. Family members say they want Coach Altobelli to be remembered for his empathy and his hard work.
Tough act to follow, to say the least. He was somebody that I tried to measure my life around, and he was kind of the big brother role model, and super proud of what he did here at Orange Coast. His legacy will never be forgotten.
The Altobellis leave behind a daughter and adult son. Today's Orange Coast season opener, and they're hosting the team from Southwestern College. Orange Coast College will hold a moment of silence to honor their coach and his family.
Here in San Diego, some cause for celebration. The city is honoring one of the most decorated players in San Diego State men's basketball history, Kawhi Leonard. Today, the City Council is proclaiming February 1st Kawhi Leonard Day. Leonard led the Aztecs to 2 NCAA tournament appearances, including the Sweet 16 in 2011. SDSU will also retire Kawhi's jersey Saturday when the Aztecs host Utah State. He'll be the first player in Aztec men's basketball history to receive that honor.